So how well do you communicate in bed? You might not be as good as you think. Once again, my name is Jeremy Cash. Welcome back to The Division. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers by hitting that subscribe button. We got JB Perez from the Podheads again. They're on all the social medias and across all the podcast places.
Hashtag Weed Wednesday, 7 p.m. live everywhere.
Yep. So anyways, we're reacting to a video today. It's all about communication in bed.
Okay.
I watched Marley and the girl, Dawn, my girl. I never treat a woman like that. And to see how much she enjoyed it might be why my dick ain't hard. Because it's like, what the fuck have I been doing? Like, I'm missing out on all of this. And she's missing out on all of this because I'm just using this one tool all the time. I'm not taking the time, patience, talking, commands, any of these things, the asking questions. Because before they start, they ask you all of these questions. Soft, hard, stops, safe words, or do you like this, do you like that? I'm down to, do you like
So, just so you guys, so soft and hard stops is like, that's like a soft no and a hard no. So a soft no is like, maybe you fucking not really sure if you want to have your butt played with, but you're willing to let her fucking put a finger in or something like that. So it's a soft no. But the second that it happens and you say you don't like it, then you can retract it and be like, I don't like that, and she'll have to instantly stop.
Sure.
That kind of stuff.
I think people get that.
And then a hard no is just like, don't ever fucking do that. Like, for me, like a hard no is like scat or blood. Like, definitely don't want to have those things included in my fucking play.
No thanks.
Do you like to be called this? Do you like to be called that? Like, down to the in particular word. Do you like choking, hair pulling, slapping? Just a whole list of things. And I'm just sitting in the corner like, get the fuck out of here. So I can imagine you being with somebody who's professional, knows what they're doing, knows how to treat people, knows the reaction, brings you in, like how comfortable that would make you feel.
And it really makes you think about how you go into every relationship in your life, not just dating, but also your friendships. You go into your business world, like for me in this community, we go into this with intentions.
I fully agree with this, what she's saying right there, because like it is a good way. It's a good way to do your sexual relationships, especially if you're in the swinger community or having threesomes or anything. Like you're very clear about what's going to happen. Like, because you imagine having a lot of threesomes that happen all the time where they don't really talk about it. They just invite a girl over, and then all of a sudden he spends more time with her, and then the original girl gets hurt or whatever the fuck it is. That's where they're not having good conversations beforehand. We need to talk like, this is what I expect from you. This is what I want. This is what my boundaries are. This is what the hard boundaries are. And that is a good way to deal with your friendships and your other relationships and your business relationships even.
Just straightforward.
Obviously not sex related, but I'm talking about just being able to set your boundaries and what your expectations are from that person.
Yeah, you said it's boundaries. That's all it is. It's just communicating your boundaries, setting them and communicating them. Obviously with sex, it's a next level, but it's the same foundation. If you just tell me what you like and you don't like, we gonna have some fun. You know what I mean?
To expect from the other partner. We know what their intentions are for you. We know what you can offer that person as well. We sign a contract to it. We go about our business, and if anything changes in the contract, we communicate it. If we change our feelings, we communicate it. So it's like, I'm switching everything up. Let's set intentions. Let's set boundaries. Let's hear each other's expectations. Let's say, that's a hard no for me. I could try that, but I'm gonna let you know if I don't like it. And if I don't like it, you'll never do it again. That's all we ever want in life, is to people give us that much respect. And it's just like, where are we missing?
And that right there, what she just said, like, guys, pay attention to that. That's what women want. Like, to really fucking but you have to be willing to have this kind of communication with them. You have to be willing to open up. And what these guys said at the beginning, he's missing out on a whole bunch of things, and she's missing out on a whole bunch of things because he's been so one-track minded.
Yeah,
like, if you're not open sexually, you need to be. Like, you need to start like thinking about this kind of stuff and like reading into it and figuring out what you are and who you are.
Yeah, something that blew my mind is that they actually signed contracts. Like, that's the level to that they're getting to. Real. You know, we talk on a different video. I've said that this younger generation has got its faults. Well, this is actually one of their pros. You know, that they know how to communicate. They know how to tell you exactly how they feel it, and that's a good thing, especially in the sexual realm. And maybe it starts there. Like, right, it doesn't get any more naked than sex. So if you can communicate in sex, like, why wouldn't it work in any other aspect, right?
Yeah.
Communications, man.
It's fucking
it's easy, but it's hard, man. I get it.
We don't know how to talk.
No pun intended.
We don't know how to talk about anything.
And this is where
I've never spoken as much about my feelings, wants, needs, real wants and needs beyond what I'm scared you might accept without calling me a bitch ass nigga or without calling me selfish or whatever. I've never felt comfortable speaking about it.
I mean, there's the result. I mean, so you take that energy and put that into the bed, or in any. I mean, that's true freedom, right? True happiness, true freedom. Like that's natural.
That's what you should be looking for in your partner.
That's happiness. Like it doesn't get any easier than that. When you can admit, the guy admitted, it's like I've never felt this way before because I never talked about it. Once you reach that limit, and you see the euphoria and the freedom that it gives. Like, why wouldn't you keep doing it?
Because it's I don't know. That's how I've always operated in my relationships. So it's always been like that for me, but I just don't understand why I didn't think that other people didn't do this.
That's he said it. It's the ego. Like it's easy to communicate, and yet it's so hard because some people don't want to be called. He said a bitch ass. You know, he didn't want to be called you know, not a man for sharing these things. But he admitted.
I got injured though, I used toys in the bedroom, man. Like it's so much fun to go out with your girl and have some fucking like vibrating panties on that you have the remote to. That shit's fucking
sex education, right? Like
dude. Like,
sex education.
Why limit yourself to just your penis?
It should be more than just, you know, vagina and penis.
Yeah.
Sexual education, especially for teenagers. Can we be real? Like as a parent, can I be real about what's going to happen as a teenager for my daughter? Yeah. I'd rather set some lessons, some things so that she's not chasing things. Maybe she knows how to communicate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
my goal is, if I ever have kids, is to make sure that they don't feel shame about sexual things. Because that's where I think
human
that a lot
nature,
of issue
man.
It's not even just, no, it's not human nature.
Sex isn't human nature?
Built in, no, the sex part is. The shame part is.
Oh, hell no.
The shame part comes from religion and society and all this other shit, and there should not be there. None of that should be there. Like to be open sexually and be able to talk about things sexually. This is one thing that I have a problem with finding girls as friends, is that they're not willing to openly talk about sex like we are right now. Because they get uncomfortable that I'm somehow thinking that I'm gonna fuck them. I was like, no, we're just talking about sex. What's your experiences? Here's my experiences.
Yeah,
that's
we
all.
grew up with the taboo,
there's nothing
right?
more than that.
You know, mate, things are changing. People are having the communication, putting their face on podcasts. So it's times are changing, but there's still the taboo. You know, sex is still a taboo. Our parents and grandparents are still around, and they don't like seeing WAP. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not does not make them feel good.
I saw a video of a guy who was a Mennonite, I guess, an Amish person, and he is, I guess, swapping over, and he was getting married to his non-Amish wife. And she had the wedding dress on, and it was his turn to go underneath the wedding dress and get the garter.
Yeah.
And they were like disgusted that he went under the dress and got the garter with his mouth.
Come on, that was fun. I did
it's
that.
The same shit. It's like they're not accepting of that kind of stuff. It's like this is old type thinking. We need to get out of that.
Exactly. I think it's just a matter of time when these old people die. No offense, but it's just your way of thinking has to die, right?
But our generation has to change it too, and open up to more things. Like, I don't know, you with your wife, how you communicate.
Oh, we good.
So I'm not trying to.
No, I get it. No, I totally get it. I'm just saying we don't have these problems.
Like where you've been like, do you like this? Do you like that?
Oh, absolutely,
words?
absolutely,
That's
absolutely.
Awesome. That's the way things should be, man. And safe words for me, like, I know I talked to you earlier. You said you don't really like do anything with BDSM. So like, I personally am what I call pleasure. Or it's not even what I call. It's called a pleasure dom. So like, I like to dominate them, but not in a way of like punishing them. I like to dominate them by giving them orgasms. By literally like forcing them orgasm, but like they'll be like, no, you have to stop. You have to stop. I can't take anymore. And like, I will keep going past that until they say our fucking safe word. So like, that's the kind of shit that
I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that. Just to go as far as you want to go. Like, it's just communicate, man. Communicate. If you just communicate what you want and what you don't like.
And there's terms out there for everything. So just like look things up. Whatever you think that you like, look up the term for it.
There are 8 billion people in this world. There are quite literally millions upon millions of people that like the same things that you like. So don't feel shame about it.
There's no way you should feel shame about any of it.
About any of it, because people do worse things, if you want to call it worse or better or whatever, than what you think you're doing. So
Yep. All right, guys. Well, until next time,
deuces.
Watch those videos over there and subscribe right there. And
Woo, I'm sweating over here.
If you're horny, write down in the comments. Let's get some discussions going about this. Yeah. Until next time, peace.
Later.